Hey folks, Captain Jim coming to you with a riding video. It seems like it's been a long time in the making. Out on the CTX today. I was having some trouble with the oil sender, the probe for that, and it had come apart, and it took me a while to get it all figured out and put back together, and I just had other stuff to do. And this morning I laid myself down on that hard old garage floor and got her done. So now it's time to get out here and get a little breeze on the CTX. So, and coming today with a 2-camera setup. I got the Insta360 X4 up on top, and the DJI Action 4 mounted on the front of my helmet. Well, we'll see how things work out for the ride today. And for anybody that hasn't seen any of these videos before, or at least any videos with the CTX, it's a Honda CTX 700 with the dual clutch transmission. And some people have called it like a big scooter, and it's not. It's a motorcycle with a dual clutch transmission. It's not an automatic transmission, although it can be ridden in automatic. That will allow you to let the bike decide on the shifting, and you can have that in either what I call eco mode or the far more entertaining sport mode, which is where I use it most of the time, or you can set it to shift manually. And it just depends on the circumstances for how I like to use that. But it's a great bike. A surprising amount of torque for its size, and plenty entertaining enough to keep an old guy like me happy with the ride. And it's another beautiful day in the desert. High today is supposed to be 79, and as you can see, it's a clear blue sunny sky out there, lots of sunshine. I don't see any clouds around. It's just a beautiful day to be out and about. Out of the surface streets, commuter traffic, and into the fun twisty roads now. This was a real bonus for us, living so close to a place right in the Phoenix area where you can have riding like this. I get spoiled by it, not having to ride for an hour and a half to get to some fun riding. Of course, that does tend to make me a little lazy in some regards, in that you know, I got an hour and a half. Well, that's enough to get a fun ride in. The discussion earlier about is it like a big scooter leads me to which is more fun, the motorcycle or the scooter? And I gotta say, they are both great. They each have a wonderful purpose. But just for grins and giggles, the scooter is hard to beat. Got a Bergman 200. Whoa, a lot of motorcycle traffic today. I can understand, it's a great day. The Bergman 200 has enough get up and go that I can ride that around on the highways here, but it wouldn't be my first choice for the highways. But boy, you can go through the curves pretty much just thinking about it, and that little scoot will just turn. It's a fun, nimble ride. And the CTX, the motorcycle, is far more planted. It has the grunty torque that I enjoy with a motorcycle. Speaking of motorcycles, must be a riding group. This is more bikes than I've seen out in a long time here. But if I'm going to be getting myself up on the highways like Interstate 10 or Loop 202 or the Loop 101, get myself up to my music buddies, well, I'm going to be more inclined to take the CTX. And I kind of been ignoring it. Just seems like a lot going on. And none of it bad, just life sometimes gets in the way of getting this thing out. And I have real easy access for the 3 bikes in the garage. Nothing that has to be moved to get any of them out individually. I'm riding right now in an area where the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. And that is exactly the speed I'm doing right now. And the riding can be very entertaining. And it's 15 miles an hour through the curves that the signs here are quick to point out. But delightfully light on the traffic. Been a while since haven't had anything in front of me out on these roads. Yeah, hopefully I'm not speaking too soon. Nice thing about the CTX is even when you've got it in sport mode where it's shifting, it's a higher RPM shift point than when it's in drive mode. But you can manually up or downshift. And I find myself using the downshifting frequently through these curves. That's one thing about the scooter, is it does not have much at all in the way of engine braking. But as light as it is, it doesn't have a lot of inertia either, so it isn't like you're going to haul ass through the curves, let off, and be freewheeling. Where the CTX, you can just downshift with the paddle shifter. And you pop yourself into a lower gear, get a little more engine braking, like right here where the speed limit's 15 in this curve. Beautiful, beautiful day. And what I plan to do with the footage here is I'll use the Insta360 X4 for some looking back and looking around type stuff, and the DJI Action 4. I've got it hooked up to my DJI Mic 2 for this narrative, and I'll just use the audio track from the X4 and from the Action 4 and splice in some footage from the X4 now and then. And yes, new feature on the X4 recently. They've given you a firmware update where you can connect the DJI mic to the Insta360 X4 to get that. I've only tested it once, so no idea how that would be on the bike, but I assume wouldn't be much different than using it with the Action 4. Alright, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit. And we'll put some music on. Well, I had some tough decisions to make today. Yesterday I got the mini remote for the Insta360 X4, which allows me to control the X4 from this little button right there. And I also got the pedal board for, that's a pedal as in P-E-D-A-L, not a paddle board. Pedal board for my guitar stuff, and I got that put together last night. Got several pedals connected to it. I'm not a big one for using pedals, so I play mostly acoustic guitar plugged in these days with my band buddies, and so it was a big choice. What you gonna do today, Jim? You worked on the motorcycle, you got that all up and functioning again. You got the little mini remote, and you got some music stuff. Which one are you going to go play with? Well, today I could take the X4 camera, the 360 camera, and strap it to the motorcycle, and get to play with both of them at the same time. Now I'll go mess with the music stuff when I get home later. Important that you establish priorities. Started playing guitar when I was 11 years old and been riding motorcycles since I was 14 and never quit on either of those two things. So that's over 5 decades of either of those. and my interest in it, in either of them, hasn't waned any. But nice today. Go out and play with a couple of them at the same time. Take a moment to mix a little bit of the DJI Pocket 3 video footage in. Just kind of get them all into the mix today. A little look at the roads out there. And you can see Phoenix way out in the distance out there. Take a look around. There's a particularly good looking CTX. It just took a little break there. If it all worked out, might have had a few seconds of footage with the DJI Pocket 3. At least I shot some. We'll see how it works to splice that in. Actually feeling a little warm out today. It is the middle of the afternoon, 3 o'clock, while I'm shooting this right here. So I know I got folks from the Battle Scooters forum that look in on this once in a while, and folks from the CTX forum, and folks that don't have any kind of motorcycle or scooter at all that watch these videos once in a while. What's your preference? Would you rather be on a motorcycle or a scooter? Do you have preconceived notions about either of them? Go ahead and leave a comment. It's always interesting to hear from folks for what their riding preference is. Or if you're not a rider, what you think you'd enjoy. And I think I'm going to call it a wrap for today. We'll put a little music on for the last few moments here, but thanks for riding along. Thanks for listening to me ramble. If you enjoyed any of it, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. I truly do enjoy hearing from folks. And we'll see you on the next video. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a music video with a pedal board. Just a boy enjoying his toys. We'll see you down the road.